together. You like your hands a little low and wide, and you're on the bars of the mouth. I won't tell you that it won't work. You can use the bars of the mouth with a low, wide hand, and you can bring their head down. The problem with that is when you get their head down, then you're stuck with it. All right, you've got to hold it there. If you work on the corners of the horse's mouth and they accept your contact, they're going to put their head down all on their own. All right, so I'd like you to end up with your hands, your reins adjusted correctly, working up and together, feeling more the corners of the horse's mouth than the bars of the horse's mouth. Let's go back out to the left once more. All right, I want you to just do it. So again, you've got to get your reins the right length so that you can end up having contact with the horse's mouth on the corners of the mouth, because that's where your horse is going to more easily accept contact. Let's go ahead and do a little posting trot. All right, but you have to know that stuff, and you have to understand the whys around it. Posting trot. Posting trot. All right, so now, very easy, you're just doing this in the posting trot, getting your reins adjusted properly, so your elbows are slightly bent, contact with the mouth, hands at or in front of the withers, and then your hands a little bit up and together. The idea with up and together is so that you're feeling, you can make a diagonal, feeling the corners of the horse's mouth. Go forward in the trot. Develop contact. Contact should be a little bit up and together. Keep going. Right. All right, so that's the idea of the corners of the horse's mouth. All right, you're going to bring it back down to the walk. Make sure that they walk and they're active. And when you get next to the vertical and begin and in and out, you're going to stop your group. All right? One at a time, you're going to show me left lead. You're going to come from around the natural vertical. You're going to hop over that little gray vertical on the diagonal, and you're going to stop on a straight line. All right? The main object with jumping is to get over. All right? I always try and build something that I'm fairly confident that you can get over to start, and then you build on that. All right, when you're set, Amy, you can go ahead. When the one ahead of you goes, just move your line up a little bit, and then wait for the one ahead of you to finish before you start. Want to put their eye on the jump early. Plucking a stick. Good. This one. This one. And you've got to stay on. All right, get your stroke. Don't come back to it. 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 Good. Now just make the same approach again. All right, if a horse stops, off you go. If a horse stops, the correction is a little cluck and a stick or a cluck and a slap. All right? If a horse stops, the correction, cluck and a stick, cluck and a slap, and then just try it again. Don't go fast. Now cluck. Good. And then smooth stop on a straight line. Great. Then the next one can go. All right? And again, if you're thinking they might want to stop, be ready with your cluck. Be ready with your stick if you need it, but try always to get over. All right? You're better off to get over, even if it's a rough jump, than you are stopping, correcting it, and then getting it over. A little cluck. Excellent ride. And then stop straight. Good. I'd like you, next one can start. When you land, I'd like you to feel that you land and stay straight first, and then on the straight line, you're going to bring your horse back. All right? I'd like you to get the halt if you can before you get to the wall. Don't let them drag you all the way down there. straight line. Next one. And again, when the one ahead of you goes, move up, and then be ready. When you go to pick up the canter out of line, walk up there a little bit. I want you by the vertical end, not by the oxer out, the vertical end. I want you up by the vertical end. Good. Now that's a different reaction. Stop straight. Stop. Stop. That's a run out. Now I want you to turn to the right. Good. All right? And then you're going to try it again. If the horse stops, pluck a mistake. If the horse runs out, stop and turn in the opposite direction. And then when you go back to try it again, slow speed. Straight line. Good. Next one. Right. All right, so there's two disobediences in a jump. One is a stop, correction, pluck a mistake. Second is a run out, correction, stop, and turn in the opposite direction. Straight line. Good. Straight line. And there again, I want them to get where they stop long before, you can go ahead, long before they get to the wall. All right? The halt shouldn't be because they get to the wall. The halt after should be because they land and they come up and back. That's what you're trying to do, is to build that habit in the horse. Right? Excellent ride. All right. And the same thing. All right, so now I'm going to stand down there to help you guys. All right, we're going to do a couple of things at once, which I don't like to do. Let me start that again. As your horse sees the distance to that jump, they're going to start to move a little bit to the right. Horses aren't stupid. They know that they're going to jump that jump, and they're probably going to turn to the right. So most horses are going to jump that jump, and they're going to land, they're going to speed up, and they're going to start to cut to the right. We're going to start to teach them not to do that. As you see the distance to this jump, you're going to open your left rein so that they land straight. Once they land on a straight line, then you're going to bring your horse back and you're going to stop, and if they're very heavy, you're going to stop and back. Because what you want to do is you want to teach them to jump the jump comfortably out of a slow speed, land straight, and come up and back. That's the habit we're trying to build. What did I just do with that jump, Mary, and why? Yeah, I had that set backwards. I had the high side on the left, which is encouraging them to the right. They're going to want to go to the right anyway, all right? You've got to be careful how you set the jumps. All right, so I've reversed it. It's not going to make that much difference, but it sure isn't going to hurt. All right, so you understand. Nice gallop, straight line. As you like the distance, I want to see you open your left rein so that you're on a straight line. And in a perfect world, you get them back before you even get to this jump. But I want it done well before you get to that wall, so I'm going to stand here. All right? First one. As you see it, you look at me, left rein open, so you land straight, and then bringing them back. Just go at a speed that's comfortable to begin with. Easy does it. Left rein. Bring him back. It should be over here. There you go, good. And then relax. Now back in a step or two. All right, now when you back them, and you can go back to line. When you back them, just close your fingers and weight. No legs, we're going to do it just with hands. All right, next one. All right, and jumping like everything else, if you start at the beginning and you take your time and you set some basic ground rules, you'll end up getting where you want to get to much faster. Look at me, left rein, and now bring him back, right there. Good, excellent, and then relax. Now I'm back in a step or two, just by closing your fingers, right. That feeling with your hands is exactly right, that line. And that's where I want you to learn to work on the flat, right? And you can feel and drop back and relax, right? Always with the mouth, up on the mouth. Next one, always remember, if your horse looks at me like he wants to treat, I'm going to hit you, right? We've got to get away from this street nonsense. As you like it, look at me, and open your left. Good. Right there. Right there. Excellent. And relax. Good. Now back in a step or two. All right, and you can feel it's just building a habit in all of you. You should walk up and get straight again. There you go. And then stop. Right. And this actually should be your line next time, not way over there. Good. Now backing him up. If he goes to the right, pull his head to the right a little bit. Just a little bit. There you go. You see how you straighten him up? Right rein, back in. Right rein, back in. Good. Excellent. And then relax and walk forward. Good. Next one. All right? All we're doing is we're changing your habit. We're getting you to think a little bit quicker, start to ask for a reaction a little bit quicker, and school the horses to give you that reaction a little bit quicker. And you should be able to be much more accurate with your line. I'm on an absolutely straight line without jump. You're way over there. All right, next time you can do that better. All right, next one. And again, especially when you're teaching these clinics, you have to start at the beginning. You guys should all be able to do that jump in an easy pace on a straight line and bring your horse back, but you can't. So I've got to make sure that you can do this too. Straight. Now bring him back. Right there. Right there. Good. Now raise your hands a little bit. Good. And now ask him to back because he needs to come back much better than that. Back him right up. Back him right up. Be a little strong with him. There you go. And then relax on it. Very good. And then walk forward. Great. But you understand he's got a bad habit. You ask him to come back. Next one can start. You ask him to come back and he actually pulls down and speeds up. Right? All right, so you got to school him. Best rider is the rider who does the simplest things the best, and you're always teaching and training the horse good habits, simple habits, and to do them well. Nice straight line. Good. Now back to the head. Be a little bit slow. No legs, just your hands. No, wait for it, wait for it. When you back up, and no legs. Take him up. When you back the horse, you'd like them, look at me for a minute. Look at me for a minute. When you back the horse, they should come up and back, not down and back, up and back. So you want to work up on the mat, ask them to back. Up and back. There you go. Now back to the mat. Up and back. Bring him right back. Bring him right back. Good. And then relax a little bit. Right. All right, we're going to do the same thing once again. We're going to make the jump straight. Actually, and then we'll add another jump. All right, so we're going to do this jump. I'm going to stand in the same place to make sure that you hold your line and stop straight. Then you're going to pick up the right lead, and you're going to do this gray vertical. Same thing. I'm going to make this one lower. Right? But those of you that had a little trouble with the first jump the first time, know that you might have a little trouble with the second jump the first time, and I want you to be ready and try to prevent that from happening. And then you're going to stop straight again before you get to that spooky banner and back your horse, make it light. All right, first one. Most important thing when you're jumping is galloping and jumping, having enough control after the jump when you do that. As you like it, straight line, and bring him back. Nice straight line. There. Good. And relax. Good. Now back in a step or two, up and down. Here you got it. Good. And then you'd walk up just to the left of me and plan your hand apart, and then the same as the next. Now, if you think you might be a little spooky, be ready with your foot. Left rein, no pull up. Left rein, put him right over the rail. Here we go. Good. And then you go ahead and start. Right. Best thing you can do when they get acting silly like that is just keep busy. Always, as much as you can, be telling the horse what to do, not what not to do. Flex. Straight line. Good. And then relax and back. Next one can start. Good. Very good. Wait till you like it. As you do, look straight. Stay straight. Bring your horse back. Back in. Back in. Back in. Now you can walk up, fade left, and you're ready to pick up the right leg. Right? And your correction has to match their mistake. In other words, if they're very strong, coming back after, you've got to be very strong, bringing them up and back. But there's no reason for them to change their line or not come back after the jump. Very good. And the same thing now with me not down there, you've got to be a little more accurate. Once you've got that straight line, you've got to come up and back a bit better. No legs, up and back, ass in the back. And while she's doing that, next one can get started. Good. But you can feel the habit that you have to build in these horses is when they jump a jump or they jump a line, they have to land straight and come up and back. They don't get to go down and faster. Up and back. Good. And then left. Great. Your line's not exactly straight. You're almost too much to the left, right? And then you walk up. Good. And then when you've set a little canter around me. Left of center isn't actually better than right of center. At your guys' level, you should be, and that's why we set these jumps the way I do with those half walls. I want to encourage you to get right to the center. Nice straight line, good. And then again, just like that, be a little strong, bringing him back, and then up and back to school them out. So they land, and they come up and back. They land, next one can start, and they come up and back. Next one can start, And again, this is very simple and straightforward, but until you can do it exactly right, there's no point in anything else. Take it easy. Excellent. Good. Walk up and straighten him, and then that's going to back. So the heel is completely sideways. Good. Now let's walk a circle to the right and come back. All right, also you have to take enough time to school the horse. You've got to know exactly what it is that you'd like, and then you've got to take enough time to get it. This one's acting a little squirrely, so you've got to take time. Relax. Good. Now up on the mouth, out from the back, right rein. That's the idea. Good. Right rein. Right rein. No right leg, just right rein. Just pull his head to the right and back in. Back him right up. There you go. Good. Now you can walk up and then straighten it again. All right, you got to take time. Circle to the right. I'll give you a chance to get them off the right side. Good. And that's where they stand up. Now you can walk. There you go. Good. Now you can walk to the left. Okay, you don't have to. All right, and then turn to the right. All right, you don't need to do a lot of cutting. That's in the same family as the trees. All you've asked them to do is to jump one teeny tiny little jump on a straight line and come up and back. Make it easy. Plucking a stick, plucking a slap, plucking something, plucking something. Good, I want a slap note next time. Now you're going to do the same thing again. So this one's got you a little bit buffaloed. You've got to keep your pace even. Don't solve it with speed. Don't solve it with speed. Now when you get there, we'll pluck. Yeah, all right, but you've got to stop for a minute. You're a little bit crazy with what you're doing. All right, now, he's almost stopping, and then at the last minute, what's he doing? He's running out to the right. So your correction has to be what? Stop him and then turn left. All right? You have to have a plan for if things go wrong. Now stay slow. Hold your line, and now you what? Stop him right there. Now turn left. Good. Now you're going to circle around. You're going to come back to me, towards me. Good. And now using the same approach, you're going to try that jump again. You're trying to solve it by going fast. Go slow, hold your line, and be ready with your clutch. Don't let him fade off the line to the right. If you can keep him straight and use your clutch, you'll hop over the jump. Slow speed. Straight line, now you clutch. That's exactly right. And stop straight. So it's not an emotional correction. Excellent. And it's not a fast correction. Next one can start. Look at me. Chloe, it's a smart, educated correction. You understand? There is no room with all this horse stuff for any emotion, all right? You've got to be very careful that you work using your brain and your knowledge, not your emotions. Straight. Straight. Good. Now up and back. That's the idea. Good. Very good. She does it the best. And I like what she does when she backs her horse. Saban, when you're doing clinics, watch the others. That's how you learn. Watch the others. She's a very good thing. When her horse got strong, she raised her hand, but she braced her leg a little forward. That gave her strength. You know what you did there? All right. Now you're going to fade left. When you're doing these clinics, watch the others. It's not just about you, it's about watching the others. You've got 6 chances to learn something here instead of 1. That pace is about right. Now she's going to hold her line straight. Excellent. Now she's going to bring her horse up and back. All right, now when I'm not standing down there, you need to be ready to be much stronger after that jump. There's no reason for him to drag you all the way to the end of that line. You got to get, next one can start. You got to get the idea that they jump, land, and then they come up and next one. Then they come up and back. They don't land, drag you all the way to the end of the line, and then come up and back. That's no good. Okay? And that line without me should feel the same as this line with me. And again, when you're training horses, when you're training yourselves, start a little bit. I want you to make a circle there for me. Good. And on the circle, I want you up and off the back. Good. Circle again. I want you up and off the back. Up and off the back. You haven't changed one bit, but I've lost interest. Keep going, just do it. You're not that worried about it, I'm not either. Straight line. Now stop it. Don't let him go. There you go. And relax. Good. Just like that with your legs. Now up and back. Up and back. Excellent. And then relax. Good. Now you're going to walk forward, fade left, and then pick up your right leg. Right. Off you go. Off you go.
I think she's done.
Right.
Tell her she did that. Good for her.
Very good. Remember, I want you to just try that again. Remember when you're backing, it's up and back, not down and back. All right? Up and back. Not down and back. Good. And you're interesting. Sometimes you work hard and you try and change and sometimes you don't. You don't really think I'm right, but I want you up off the back. So I'd like you to try that a little bit. I like what you're doing with your hands, working a little bit up and